I bought my bicycle at 1,500 kwacha, but I was able to make that money within a week.
I also tell my friend about the Yango business. She laughed, but I told her to say it's better than you asking for money from your boyfriend every day.
Bills won't understand that I'm tired.
It's not always that you'll be depending on someone, because it's already said to say he who feeds you can also starve you.
Every morning, thousands of people in Lusaka wake up with a choice. You can either stay in bed and enjoy your sleep, or you can get up and get on the road. Now, this city does wake up fairly early, at around 4 a.m., and goes to bed late at night. Now, with the introduction of a 24-hour economy, we're going to see a lot of people still keeping the work moving. Because guess what? At the end of the day, people need to make their lives better by doing things that better their lives. Now, today I'll be having a series of conversations with two people, and these are going to inform what sort of work that they do. A medical student who is studying to become a neurosurgeon, a teenage mother who is providing for her family. So, are you ready? Welcome to Yango Unraveled. My name is Tapio Ngoma. As mentioned in the intro, we're getting into a conversation, two conversations to be precise, as we speak about how Yango is changing people's lives, some of the innovations that are going on within the country, and some of the impact. And this is all that we're bringing to you on this show. So wherever you're watching us from, please smash that like button, subscribe, and also share this conversation with anyone you think really needs it. Now, my first guest on this episode is Dorcas. She is still a teenager. She's a single mother. And what's interesting about her story is, amongst all these things, she's also taking care of a mom who's not too well. What we are intrigued by is that Dorcas is not just sitting idle and letting things happen as is, but she's taking action. And that action involves her getting up, picking a bicycle, and getting to work. Dorcas, thank you so much for joining me on the episode.
Thank you so much for having me, Mr. Tapioa.
Now, I want us to start from the very beginning. Before everything changed for you, what was your life like?
Okay, the way my life was before I started doing anything. Okay, it's something whereby I was tired of depending on people, and moreover, I saw that I also needed to help. Since one, my mom wasn't feeling well. Two, I had a child. In fact, I have a child. Sorry. So I tried to do some small jobs and everything, but the only thing that came across my mind was Yango. Yes.
Why, with the small jobs that you decided to try in the beginning, I'm interested to know what you tried out first and why it didn't work out, and then you resolved to doing Yango, which eventually worked out.
Okay, I started with a restaurant at first. I was working at 9 o'clock restaurants by Charleston Big Market. Yes, I worked there for 6 months. Then I wasn't feeling well. Like, I got sick for a week, so I had to stop. Yes, then from there, I went and started working in an internet cafe. I worked there just for 3 to 4 months. But okay, the pay wasn't just
Oh, okay.
yes.
It's all about the money as well. Yeah.
Yes. So okay, I tried out also doing nails. Started doing some nails. Then there I just worked for a month. I just worked there for a month. Then I also stopped. But I kept on telling my cousin to say I would also want to try out doing Yango delivery, because I see a lot of people, like, I think they make money through that. But my cousin just used to refuse me. He'll be like, no, that's a risky job, and don't stop so low, because Yango is not like your type. If it's you, you just have to look for a job. Like, maybe, for example, you go maybe to Young Heroes and everything. But I think working for people, again, it's kind of a problem for me. Yes, because I am just that person whereby, like, I how am I going to say it? I'm that person whereby like I don't like to be like,
You
being
don't want to have a
bossed too
boss?
much. Yes.
You know those people that don't like bosses. You just want to be your own boss and in charge of your time and your
Something like
money.
that. Yes.
Mm.
So I started doing some mobile money as well, but mobile money wasn't also a thing for me.
Mhm.
So I just decided to say, okay, until one day I'll try out doing Yango. Yes, because looking at the situation, I was staying alone. I was renting a house by in the compound there. My child was also going to school. He needed school fees. Mom wasn't feeling well. Even up to now, she's still not feeling well. So I was like, okay, I think it's just up to me for me to start making everyday money.
Mm.
Yes.
Now, what's interesting? I want to get into some of the with you receiving your first float. Tell me about that.
Yes. It's actually when you open up a an account. Um, the partnerships kind of like give you a 150 float. Because from Jeben, I got 150 from City Swift. I also got a 150 from them. So I had like a 300, whereby like I can use when I want to like switch the partnership. I can go to City Swift and I can still use the what's this because they also gave me money from there. But if I want again, I can switch to Jeben. So I was being encouraged and I was very, very happy because the money that you get before when they give you that float, the money that you get from the client, that will be yours. Yes. As for a start, you can use the money like even like for 5 days. Yes, for 5 days, and then when it's done, that's when now you can start putting your own money. Like maybe you deposit 100 or a 50. Yes.
That's incredible. I like that. It seems now, after you doing this for a while, you've gotten pretty conversant with the app. Can you explain to me how the process has been for you and the journey has been for you with using the application itself? Is it something that's been easy for you to learn and get a hold of? What's your experience been like?
Actually, Yango is very easy to use. It's just you following the directions because it will tell you no, turn left, turn right.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's very easy as long as you just know the directions. You understand? So okay, there's some times whereby like maybe the map is confused, also
Yeah.
you get lost.
Mm.
Yes, but it's very easy.
I bet you get a lot of just follow the location.
Just
It's
follow the
accurate.
location. Yes, just follow the location, and you'll find yourself where you're going. And I think I have a bit of advice for my fellow ladies
Yeah.
also. Um, I think there's a time that I was in Chile. I was delivering something to someone, and then I found there was this girl. She was sitting by the road and she was crying. I just stopped for a bit and I asked her, "Why are you crying?" She was like, "They've chased me out of the house," and she had a baby. She was like, "They've chased me out of the house and I have nowhere to go and I'm not working. I never finished my education." So I wanted to tell her something, but instead I was just being backed up because the person that I was delivering the stuff was busy calling. So I left. But I think it's not always that only those that are fully educated can like make their life what's this beautiful for themselves. It's even for those that are not educated, they can still do the same for themselves because I believe that God gave us equal rights. And we all have the same strength. It's not just that a man can do, even a woman can do, because it's very easy. For example, even just Yango, because I also tell my friend about the Yango business. She laughed, but I told her to say it's better than you asking for money from your boyfriend every day. Like Mewabai should always come to me complain. No, my boyfriend, I told him that I'm asking for 100 kwacha for bundle and airtime. He just told me that he doesn't have. I always tell her to say, it's not always that you'll be depending on someone because it's already said to say, he who feeds you can also starve you. So it's up to you to stand up on your feet and do what you're supposed to do for yourself, because we are all born here so that we can also like do our own stuff, not for us to depend on others, because they also depend on themselves. So how can you put your own burden on their versus on their own lives? I think it won't make sense.
So
Yes.
if you were to give me a rough figure in a month, how much are you looking at making from your Yango rides?
Me, if I calculate I think I made a bit something big. It's just that I served most of it. Yes. So, but at least you can reach 6-7 pin. Yes. As long as you just running.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is impressive. What I'm really struck by for your story is even the support you're giving to your mother. I'm also impressed by the fact that you're saving some of that money. That's very impressive. But you have that amount at the end of the month and you're sending some of it to your mom to help with some of the medical bills that she's currently burdened by. How does it make you feel to know that this is money that you are working for, you're doing it yourself, you're your own boss, and you're making it work, but even supporting your mom? How does that make you feel?
I think for me, I'm very proud of myself. I'm very, very proud of myself, because I know that my mom gave birth to me so that she can like enjoy the fruits of her labor. Yes. So I'm so happy that I'm also able to support my mother. Yes. And I'm also able to put food on her table. So I'm so happy like to do that for my mom, because I'm someone whereby like I always want to like I would really want to like build a house for my mom, put her in a like buy her a car and everything. So I do not complain no matter what, because by the end of the day, those are the same blessings that I get. Yes.
Dorcas, thank you so much. You've been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Now, Dorcas has moved from her story being very inspiring, has moved from being unsure of what she wanted to do and then finding a very strong community with the Yango family that has cheered her on. And we've just been added to that community as well. We're cheering on Dorcas to do way more and also achieve everything she wants to do. Another individual who has found community within Yango and is also doing really good work is Lakson. So we're getting to that conversation very soon. Lakson is a fifth-year medical student at the University of Zambia. He's got aspirations of becoming a neurosurgeon. But what's interesting about Lakson is how he spends his day. In the morning, he goes to his usual ward rounds and serves as a medical student and a medical practitioner. But in the afternoon, Lakson picks up his bicycle and turns on his Yango Daily app because he delivers in the afternoon to make some extra money that he services not only for himself, but for his family as well. If you're interested in that, let's get into it. Lakson, welcome to the podcast. I'm so excited to talk to you.
Thank you so much.
Now, there's a lot to dive into from your end. I mean, let alone what you're studying is crazy on its own, but you also have a very interesting background of how you've gotten here. Let's start with why you decided to choose medicine. Was it one of those things that people back home went like, you know what, we want you to be a doctor, or your dad probably wanted to be a doctor and then has also asked you to be a doctor? Or is it something that you've always just wanted to get into?
No, I would lie if I say I really wanted to medicine. It wasn't like the childhood thing whereby I just wanted to do medicine. The passion for medicine actually came when I was 2021 after school. That's when I started researching more about the program, what happens in the medical field. Yeah, that's when I just said, no, let me go in the medical field so that I can become one of those doctors, who people can be looking up to. Yeah.
Now, Lakson, what you're doing is very incredible. Let me start there.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about the perception with other students. I know when you're in school, again, I'm relating so much to you because I've been at the University of Zambia. I understand some of the struggles that students have in terms of trying to have some sort of income away from just relying on government funding to come in every month or every term. But what has the sentiment been with fellow students who are not particularly doing Yango as a business? And when you tell them about the work that you're doing and how your day is like, what sort of reactions do you get from students who are just like, hearing this for the first time?
Yeah, okay. I receive both positive and negative energy from people, So others will encourage you, others will be motivated if they see you doing that, but others will give you those negative comments. Yeah. So, but most of the time for me, I personally I give a deaf ear to those negative comments because at the end of the day, this is my life. I know what I want to do. Yeah. So, yeah, others will be motivated, others will encourage you. Yeah. And life moves on.
It does. It does move on. Let's get to an interesting part of this conversation that a lot of people who are working don't necessarily want to talk about. Let's talk about figures. Lakson, could you tell me a little bit about, and can give me ranges of what it looks like on a daily basis, a weekly basis when you're doing Yango? What sort of income are you able to amass during your trips?
So on average, for me, I can say on average, if I work, on average, I was able to make 200, 250. Yeah, it depends if it's a good day, we have a lot of orders. Even a 300, 350 you can make in a day with Yango.
And if you are looking at that against some of your extra expenses away from the bursaries, money that you're getting or possible money that you're getting from home, how much of a difference is this extra income making in your month-to-month budgeting?
It's able to sustain me and also cover my other expenses. I'm able to save and also pay for my accommodation. Yes.
I like how you've said save, which is, again, much respect to you. There's very little people, especially at your age, who are thinking about saving. It's all about get the latest shoes and the like. So big props to you for also thinking about saving. Let's dive into your dream.
Yeah.
You have aspirations of becoming a neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
Why did you choose that path particularly as an option for you to get into? Where is this coming from?
So the interest came from the time I was rotating in surgery. That is last year. So I assisted in this particular surgery. We were doing subdural empyema evacuation. There was a patient who had passed in the subdural space. So the way the neurosurgeon who was doing that surgery, the way he handled it and the way he encouraged me, I was like really motivated, to venture into this field. That's why I decided on that day that no, I need to do this.
And what also keeps you interested in keeping that dream alive? Because I understand interests shift now and then, especially in your case where you guys have a plethora of options to specialize in. What keeps you grounded on just honing in on that specific skill?
Sometimes it's movies, when I'm watching certain movies, medical movies, you find that, neurosurgery is just fascinating, it's very interesting. Like, so sometimes when I'm watching movies, I'm able to relate because, I research more about this field. So I'm able to relate a lot of stuff. That's why that keeps me going.
My question to you is, on the days that you are tired, on the days that it's really hot or it's raining and you just want to go to bed and just sleep it out, you've got assignments that are due, what's that one thought that you recurrently have every time that it gets hard for you to keep going?
Bills won't understand that I'm tired. Bills won't understand.
That's a good one.
Yeah. When I look at the things I have to do, because, the money I'm getting from Yango is not that it's only supporting me. I have my 2 other siblings in Chingola. So sometimes, I have to share something with them and also pay other things, and also I'm trying to develop other businesses. So all those requires money. You can't make money without money. That's why, those are the things I consider. I shouldn't give up now because there is more I need to do. Yes.
All right, so Lakson, you mentioned that you make anywhere around 250 to 300, and these obviously depend. Sometimes it could be better than that on a good day. Sometimes it could be lower than that. But you already have a base figure, which is around 200 kwacha that you're making on a daily basis. What does that look like compounded for a week and eventually a month? I want to get a sense of what your monthly salary is like when you're operating on Yango.
Okay, so weekly it's about 1,200. Yeah, then in a month I'm able to make around 4,000 plus. Yes.
And if you're making around 4,000 kwacha, you also have your expenses. How much of a supplement is that to your monthly expenses? I want to get a sense of what your budget looks like on a month-to-month basis. What are some of your expenses as a student?
Okay. So I mentioned that I'm on 100% bursary, but I'm not accommodated. So you find that I'm able to spend some of that money on my accommodation and as all my groceries. So I'm able to, once monthly, I'm able to save around 1,000, 1,500. Yeah, lovely.
Again, love the fact that you're thinking about saving. But in a previous conversation, you did mention briefly on your family. We'll touch on your family extensively later, but you mentioned that you've got some siblings.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the family dynamic, who these siblings are. They young siblings, older siblings, and what sort of support are you offering them?
Yeah, so I have my two young siblings. There is Messi and Mary. They are all girls. So one is in grade 9, one is in grade 7. So most of the time what I do is that, I just support them with the daily needs, Yeah, once I work, I get paid. I need to send them something so that they are on right now they're free education. So that part is covered already. But just on the daily needs, they need something, they call me. So I just have to provide for them, ensure that they don't pass through those challenges I was facing in terms of their finances. So I make sure that they are safe.
I know it's not an ideal situation for a young person taking care of another young person, but that is the reality that we usually face. And big ups to you for taking that responsibility and taking pride. Is something that you need to be proud of. But what is also impressive to me is how you make the hard-earned money. For people that may not understand, you are delivering on a bicycle.
Yes.
Could you tell me what that's been like? You initially we had a lot of motorcycles, but then there's that introduction of people who can use bicycles for them to deliver on Yango, which is very innovative, and it's inclusive for people who may not have the means to purchase a motorcycle, and they can use it with a bicycle.
Yes.
So that's a hard-earned money that you're making. But running me through the process of you acquiring the bicycle, how you've been using it now, and I understand that you've upgraded it to something else.
Yes. So actually, first of all, I would like even to thank the Yango for introducing people to deliver using a bicycle, because most of even the couriers or the riders, they are able to to afford buying a bicycle. So even me, the time I got a bicycle, I was by then I just used to cycle before I upgraded to an electric bike. I used to cycle maybe about 30 to 40 kilometers in a day.
Yeah, that's long.
So then after that, I saved and I've now upgraded to an electric bike. But once the battery is low, sometimes I have to cycle.
So you still balance both,
yes,
to keep the work going.
So you find that most of the time, even now the burden is less. Able to, like, the money I was making in those long hours, I'm able to make it in a short period of time, because now it's an electric bike. Yeah.
So what's also interesting to me is with people that do Yango as a business, an extra source of income, they have plans of scaling. So you have people who are using it as car hailing. So they've got eventually like a fleet of cars that they use. I know it could be too soon to ask and also mention, but you strike me as an individual who thinks ahead. Do you have any plans of potentially making this bigger than it is for you as a source of income? And what's already impressive is the fact that you moved from an ordinary bike where you're cycling to an electric bike. So that already gives me the sense that you think ahead and you want to make things easier for you. Do you have any plans of scaling this?
I'm spending actually. Very soon I'll get a motorbike because I'm saving for that. I wanna get a motorbike, then God willing later I can get a car.
Yeah. So you already have it's already in the pipeline on what you want to do.
It's already in the process. A motorbike by next year, so
But next, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that you're already thinking ahead. Let's close off our conversation with this, Lakson. I again, very inspiring story. I've gotten a sense of what your friends and your peers are saying about the work you're doing. And it goes without saying that you are putting in a lot of work. And it's very commendable for you to do that. What would you say first off to Yango for the opportunity that you have, but also to young people who are looking for an opportunity to not only make money, but on a larger scale to improve their lives?
okay, so first and foremost, I would like to thank Yango for this rare but wonderful opportunity that they have given us. It's really life-changing, trust me, because we are able to find means at the end of the day to survive through Yango. And to my fellow youths, colleagues, and other people who are doing Yango, not only Yango, but other businesses as a means of survival, I would like to encourage them to continue working hard, especially as youths. You need to do something meaningful today that the future you'll be proud of. So continue pushing, develop skills, learn as much as you can, and things will work out one day.
I genuinely feel your life will get better from here, which is with your discipline and savings, with how you want to progress with your career. You're going to have a little more extra money that you can have. Are there any people that you've interacted with within the circles of your work, within the circles of people who are also utilizing Yango to their benefit? What have you seen them doing that you potentially want to tap into through this roadmap that Yango has already established?
Okay. Actually, I had the conversation one time with Yango partner Gottlieb's. So I interacted on how they have developed from nothing to something now, because Gottlieb's now has grown. So I had a meaningful conversation at one point with them. So I would like also to move in that direction. I bought my bicycle at 1,500 kwacha, but I was able to make that money within a week. Yeah, so that really impressed me that I can make more than this.
And you can actually purchase even more bicycles.
I'm telling you, even now I can buy other bicycles, supply others.
I'm so glad to know that you'd be giving me some lunch, getting us some lunch today as well.
Thank you.
Lakson, thank you so much for coming on the show. That was my last conversation for this episode. What I've really gotten out of this is community. It's the biggest word that I'm getting out of the two stories, from Dorcas to now Lakson, is a community that is built around Yango, from individuals just hanging out under a tree waiting for that next order, bettering their lives, to Lakson also telling us that there's a community that is building on campus of individuals that also want to change their lives, students that want to not just sit down, but make that extra money. It's the impact that Yango is putting for these young people and helping them change things for the better. This has been Yango Unraveled. We do encourage you to subscribe wherever you're listening this podcast from. Give it a like, share it with someone who cares, and we will see you on the next episode. Bye.